Alright, in your notebooks, I want you to write across the top, powers of 10. Then I want you to, you're going to skip down 3 lines, but don't write till I tell you, okay? Okay, so first thing we've got to know is we need to completely understand place values. Okay, so like I said, don't write anything yet. If here's our decimal, what is the first place to the left of the decimal? Right?
The ones.
Next, Keegan.
The tens.
Next, Lillard.
100.
Next, Bed. Next, Cody.
10,000.
Next, Cadence.
100,000.
And we'll go one more. After the 100,000, Cameron, the millions. Okay, and it repeats that pattern. Ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, trillion, 10 trillion, 100 trillion, quadrillion, 10 quadrillion, 100 quadrillion, quintillion, 10 quintillion, 100 centillion, 100 quintillion, centillion, 10 centillion, 100 centillion, sestillion, 10 sestillion, 100 sestillion, octillion, 10 octillion, 100 octillion, and it keeps on going forever. Okay, but it's a pattern. 1 to 10's 100, 1 to 10's 100, 1 to 10's 100. When we go to the right of the decimal, the first place value is the tenth. Okay, we skip the ones. Okay, and we go right to the tenths. Okay, now the important thing to remember when we're going to the right of the decimal is to make sure we have the THS. After the tenths, Henry,
Hundreds.
the hundredths. And then, Keegan,
The thousands.
1,000, and we'll stop there. Okay, but then we would have the 10,000, the 100,000, the million, or the million, the 10 million, 100 million, and so on. That pattern continues. Now, what I want you guys to do, okay, when you're doing your notes, I want you to skip down. 1, 2, and 3, okay? So on the third line in the middle of your page, I want you to put the decimal, okay? Then go up, and then you can angle, makes it a little bit easier to write, and write those place values. Very important that we know our place values. power to the 10. So, the next thing I want you to write down, since we're talking about power to the 10, we're going to talk about exponents. Now, when you have an exponent, this is what we call the base. This number here is the exponent. The base is the number that we're multiplying with. The exponent tells how many times we're going to multiply the base times itself. So the exponent is the number that tells how many times to multiply the base times itself. So in this situation, if we have 10 cubed, that means that 10 is the number that's going to be multiplied. Since the exponent is 3, that 10 is going to appear 3 times. Now, for today, something that's very important is going to make your life much easier. When the base is 10, the exponent will tell how many zeros will follow a 1. And the answer. Okay, so if you have 10 cubed, we're going to have a 1 with 3 zeros. If you have a 10 to the 7th power, guess how many zeros you're going to have? 7 zeros. Okay, next. Underneath of that, dividing by powers of 10. If you're multiplying, the decimal move to the right. One place for every zero. Likewise, if you're dividing, the decimal move to the left. One place for every zero. I'm going to give you 3 examples that will explain this. I want you guys to put in your notebooks. Okay, so example, if we take 9 times 10 cubed. Now, the first thing that I want you to do, since we have 10 cubed, what does that mean? We said when the base is a 10, the exponent will tell you how many zeros will follow the 1 in the answer. So since we have 10 cubed, that means we're going to have a 1 with what? 1 with 3 zeros. So what I want you to do is put that in parentheses, and then just simply write the 1,000 above it. The next thing, in the number 9, we said about when we multiply by powers of 10, we're moving the decimal. In the number 9, there are no decimals. So where can we put a decimal in any number? If you do not see a decimal, where can we always put a decimal? After it. And like I always say, it's like the period at the end of a sentence. If you have a sentence, you always put a period at the end of it, right? So if there is no decimal, you put the decimal behind, like the period at the end of a sentence. Now, since we're multiplying by a power of 10, which way does the decimal go? It's going to go to the right, and it's going to go to the right one place for every zero. We're multiplying it with 3 zeros. So we're going to move to the right 3 places. So you should put the 9, put the decimal, and then draw 3 loops from where the decimal is at to the right. You fill in the empty loops with zeros, and that gives you an answer of 9,000. If we already have a decimal, 1 2/10 times 10 squared. Okay, well, first thing, if we have 10 squared, what does that mean? Cameron? It's going to be a 1 with 2 zeros. So next, we're going to bring this 1 2/10 over. We already have a decimal, so we don't need to add another decimal. Once again, since we're multiplying the decimal's going to go to the right, and it's going to go to the right one place for every 0. We have 2 zeros, so it moves to the right 2 places. Empty loop gets a 0, and your answer would be 120. Now, a common mistake that people will make, okay, we're moving that decimal from here to there. Okay, don't leave that decimal in your answer here. You've moved it. It's no longer here, it's back here. Okay? Since the decimal at the end, we don't need to put it. And then the last example I'm going to give you, 24 divided by 10 to the 4th power. Once again, 10 to the 4th power, what does that mean, Rebecca? A 1 with 4 zeros. So you put this in parentheses, and you have a 1 with 4 zeros. When we come over here, we put our number 24. There is no decimal. Where does the decimal go, Sammy? After the 4, like the period at the end of a sentence. Now in this situation, we're dividing by a power of 10. When we divide by a power of 10, which way does the decimal go? It's going to go to the left. It's going to go to the left one place for every 0. We have 4 zeros, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So now our decimal is here. We have empty loops. We fill them in with zeros, and we have 0.0024. Or that would be 24 10,000. Okay, so that's going to be 2/3 of your assignment. Okay, dealing with powers of 10, and then powers of 10 multiplying and dividing with them. The third thing is going to be comparing values of numbers. So I want you to go to a new page. And right at the top, comparing values of numbers. Now, before we write anything, if I gave you these numbers, 2,000, 220, or 2, which one is the largest? Pretty common sense answer, right? Question? Demary?
2,000.
The 2,000. Why is the 2,000 the largest? There's a 2 in all of them. Why is that 2,000 the largest? Cody? There's more zeros, okay, so if I want to do that, are they equal? No. This is 2,000, this is 2 and 0,000. Which one's larger, 2,000? Cameron? Why?
Because it doesn't have a decimal.
Now they all have decimals. Why is it 2,000 larger, Lily?
Because the decimal isn't in the middle of the number, it's in the
Now the decimal's in the middle of all of them. Why is it 2,000 larger? Hayden?
2,000 isn't larger.
No, it is. 2,000 is larger. Why? Brett?
Because it's in a higher place value.
Because the 2's in the thousands place here. Here the 2's in the hundreds place. Here the 2's in the tens. Here the 2's in the ones. Okay? The farther left you go, the larger the place value is, correct? Okay, so when we compare place values, if a digit is one place value to the left, we're going to say it is 10 times bigger. And the way we can prove that, you don't need to write this, but if we took 2 times 10, 2 times 10 is 20. So the 2 in 20 is 10 times bigger than the value of the 2 in 2. Agreed? Okay, this 2 is in the 10th place, that 2 is in the 1 place, it's 1 place value to the left, so it's 10 times bigger. Agreed? Now, if digit is 2 place value, and I abbreviate place value with PV, okay? If digit is 2 place values to the left, now it is 100 times bigger. And the way that we can prove that, if we take our 2 times 100, 2 times 100 is 200. Now that 2 is in the hundredths place, this 2 is in the ones place, this 2 is 100 times bigger than 2. Agreed? Now on the other hand, if the digit is 1 place value to the right, now as we go down here, the 2 is going to the right, 1 place value. Everybody agree with that? Here it's in the thousands, here it's in the hundreds, here it's in the tens, here it's in the one. As it moves to the right, 1 place value. Does it get bigger or smaller? As the 2 moves to the right, from the thousands to the hundreds, did it get bigger or smaller? Cadence?
Smaller.
It got smaller. So, if the digit is 1 place to the right, it is 1/10, or the decimal 1/10 the value. Because a decimal or a fraction is less than 1. It's smaller. So if the digit is 1 place value to the right, it is 1/10 as a fraction or 1/10 as a decimal, the value of the digit to its left. And likewise, if the digit is 2 place values to the right, if there was 2 place values to the left, we said it was 100 times bigger. If it's 2 place values to the right, it is 100. Or the decimal, 0.01 100th the value. Give you some examples of this. Example 1. The 5 in 526 is 10 times the value of the 5 in 256. Why is the value of the 5 in 526 10 times the value of the 5 in 256? Because the 5 in this one, first of all, is it to the left or to the right? This 5 is to the,
Right.
not the right,
Left.
it's to the left of the 5 in this one, right? It's how many place values to the left? 1 place, so it is 10 times bigger. Example 2. Now this one, people sometimes will get confused. The 2 in 26 is 100 times the value of the 2 in 2600. Why does it get confusing? Well, in the number 26, where is the decimal? Cameron. In the 26, where is the decimal? Behind it, compared at the end of a sentence. So this 2 is to the left of the decimal, how many places? This 2 is to the left of the decimal, how many places? Henry? 2 places. Here it's obvious this 2 is 1 place to the right. Okay? So how many places to the left is this one? Well, this one is located there. It's in the 10th place. This one, we would count, is 2 places to the left of it. Make sense? And so that's why, since it's 2 place values to the left, it is 100 times. For every place value, we add another 0. If it was 3 place values to the left, it'd be how many times bigger? If it's 3 place values to the left, it would be 1,000. We add another 0. 4 place values to the left, 10,000. 5 place values to the left, 100,000. 6 place values to the left, 1,000,000. Okay? For every place value to the left, we just add another 0. Make sense? Now, example 3. The 4 in 324 is 1/10 the value of the 4 in 342. Why is it 1/10 the value? Well, now, is this 4 to the left or to the right of this 4? This 4 is to the, this 4 is in the 1st place, this 4 is in the 10th place. So this 4 is 1 place to the right. It's smaller. How many places to the right is it? 1 place. So that's why we say it is 1/10 the value. Okay? If a digit is 1 place to the right, it is 1/10 the value. Where we get confusing sometimes is once again when we're going across decimals. If we have the 8 in 3 and 2800th is 100th the value of the 8 in 28. we looked at it. This 8 is in what place value? It's in the hundredth. This 8 is in the ones. Okay? It's to the right, so we know that it is smaller. How many place values smaller? Well, if this is in the hundred and this is in the ones, 1, 2. 2 place values. 2 place values means 2 zeros. So that's why we say it is 100th the value. Okay? Questions about this? Both those pages. Everybody finish copying those down? Okay. Let's get out your whiteboards. Okay. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do for your homework, they're going to give you this. We said 10 to the third power. What does that actually mean? 10 to the third power actually means what? Oh, what? Hayden? 10 times 10 times 10. Okay? You're going to have to write that, okay? On a couple different problems for your homework. You're going to have to show that 10 to the third power means 10 times 10 times 10. Now, what does that actually equal? Well, when we have 10 to the third power, we said that you could do what, Henry? Put in 1, and then add 3 zeros. Okay? 1 0 for every one, for the exponent, whatever the exponent is, 1 0 for every number. Okay? So, on your boards, 10 to the 5th power, what does that actually mean? Okay, write it on your board. What does 10 to the 5th power actually mean? Then let me see your boards. Okay, Libby, let me see yours real quick. Rebecca, let me see yours real quick. Michaela, you don't need to solve it yet. If you did, that's fine. 10 to the 5th power, Rebecca. That actually means 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, right? You have 5 tens. Now, what does that actually equal? Now, write what that actually equals on your board. Careful with your commas. Careful with your commas, Landon. Let me see what that is. Maybe I made a mistake. Yeah, careful with your commas. Okay, so that means we're going to have a 1 with 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we put commas, we break them into periods. Okay? The ones period is 3 positions. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma, ones, tens, hundreds. So we want to make sure we have that. Okay? Questions about that? Pretty simple, hopefully. Okay? Now, like I said, they're going to ask you to do that for a couple of your problems. going to simply ask you to do this. What does 10 to the fourth power actually mean? Or what does it equal? 10 to the fourth power actually equals what? Okay, so 10 to the fourth power actually means a 1 with 4 zeros behind it. Okay, once you put the zeros in, you put the commas, 1, 2, 3, and you comma. Now, the second part of your sum is going to be this. They're going to give you 3 times 10 to the third power. Now, what I want you to do in a situation like this, if they do not ask you what 10 to the fourth power, or what 10 to the third power, what does it actually mean? If they don't ask you that, what I want you to do is put parentheses around the 10 to the third power. Now we said, what does 10 to the third power actually equal? Michaela? A 1 with 3 zeros, which would be 1,000. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to put the parentheses around the exponent, because in order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, so you put the parentheses, that's the first thing we do. Now, the next thing you're going to do, we're going to bring the 3 here. Now when we're multiplying, which way does the decimal go? Hayden? To the right. In the number 3, we don't have a decimal. So we have to put a decimal in it. Where does the decimal go in the number 3? Cameron? Like the period at the end of a sentence. Goes there. Now since we're multiplying, it's going to go to the right 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. We have 3 empty loops, fill them in, and you get an answer of 3,000. Don't leave the decimal there, okay? Okay, questions about that? If we do this one, 6 times 10 to the 5th power. Go ahead, write that down, and then go ahead and solve it. Solve it just like we did with this one up here. And then let me see your board once you're finished. Okay, the number at the top there, really, from back here I couldn't see it at first, but I see you have it there now. Cody, the only thing, the first thing that I want you to do, everything is fine, Cody. But the only thing I want to see you guys put that in parentheses, okay? Now, what is 10 to the 5th power? What does that mean, Cody? 5 what? Now, not 5. A 1 and 5 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So now, once you've done that, we bring the 6 down. We don't have a decimal, so we need to put the decimal. We move the decimal, since we're multiplying, move it 2 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have empty loops, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that gives us a 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. And it equals 600,000. Let's do this one. Three and 4, 10 times 10 squared. Go ahead and solve that. See that? Sorry about that. That kind of making it hard for you to say. squared. That means what, Rebecca? A 1 with 2 zeros. We already have the decimal, so we don't need to put a decimal. Now since we're multiplying, it moves to the right 2 places. 1, 2, empty loop, gives me an answer of 340. What about this? 7 divided by 10 cubed. Seven divided by 10 cubed.
Check where your decimal is at in number 7 to begin with. Where does it, in the number 7? Hold on, in the number 7, where does the decimal begin? Put your 7 down. No, where's the decimal? There. 7, 10. Period at the end of a sentence. Now, from there, move it.
Okay, so, first of all, 10 cubed, that means a 1 with 3 zeros. So now we bring the 7. If there is no decimal, where does the decimal go, Jaden? Like the period at the end of a sentence. Okay, since we're dividing this situation, we're moving it 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. Empty loops. Gives you 700. Okay? Questions about this? Multiplying or dividing with powers of 10. Okay? In all honesty, that's probably the easier part of your assignment. Okay, it's going to be 2/3 of your assignment, but it's going to be the easier part of your assignment. The harder part of your assignment is going to be this. If they give you this number, they're going to ask you, the 4 in the thousands place is what compared to the 4 in the tens place? Okay? This 4 in the thousands place, is it bigger or smaller, Henry? Bigger. How many place values bigger? 2. Since it's 2 place values bigger, we're going to say it's how many times? 100 times. Because it's 2 place values bigger. Okay? If we have this, the 3 in the 10th place is what compared to the 3 in the ones place? The 3 in the 10th place, is it bigger or smaller? Smaller. How many place values smaller? 1 place. It's 1 place. So we're going to say it is what value? It is 1/10. The value. Okay? If I gave you this, the 2 in the 10th place is what compared to the 2 in the 10th place? Write it down on your board. The 2 in the 10th place is what compared to the 2 in the 10th place? The 2 in the 10th is what compared to the 2 in the 10th? 2 and the 10s. The 2 and the 10s is what compared to the 2 and the 10? Not quite, Hayden. Not quite, Sammy. This 2, it's in the 10s place. Is it bigger or smaller? Bigger. How many place values bigger? 2. So it would be 2 zeros 100 times. If it's bigger, we go with the whole number. If it's smaller, that's when you get to the fraction. Okay? Keegan makes understand? It's bigger, so we want to use the whole number. If we had this, the 3 in the hundreds place is what compared to the 3 in the ones place? The 3 in the hundreds is what compared to the 3 in the ones? Write it down. Sammy, the 3 in the 10, or in the hundreds, is that bigger or smaller than this? This one is what? Smaller. Since it's smaller, we want to use fractions. Okay? How many place values smaller? So we're going to have 2 zeros, but it's going to be 100. Keep in mind, if it's smaller, fractions. If it's bigger, whole numbers. Okay? Any questions about this? Everybody feel comfortable? Yes? Okay, your homework. Okay, for question 1, they give you 2 numbers at the top. All that they want you to do is to write those digits in the correct place value. Okay, they give you a place value chart. Just write the numbers in the correct place value. Okay. Then 2 through 5 is what we did down here, and then 6 through 13 is going to be what we did up here. And then if you flip to the back, okay, basically just answer those questions. Okay, 18 and 19, once again, it's like we did here. And also 20 and 21. So you have 1 through 21. You have about 6 minutes. In all honesty, you should be able to get almost all of that done. Go ahead. Shouldn't take you long to do these one at a time.